Yeah.
I'm tripping, and I'm riding the snake. Puff the Magic Dragon. It's all fucking
you found
good.
Your lane. You're comfortable.
I'm up fucking by 12 points, and I'm running out the clock.
Plays to run. You're like
ground and pound,
action,
run it out, ground and pound. We'll pick it up in the Meadowlands when we get home, right? And I yell into the other room. I go, "Hon," and I hear, "Yeah," like I could barely hear her. And I go, "How's it going?" She goes, "Not very well." And I look, she's under the blankets. They're pulled up over her head. And I go, "What are you reading?" She goes, "Anne Sexton." I go, "Didn't she kill herself?" And my wife goes, "Yeah." She ran a suicide. That's the whole story. Two completely different worlds. Same trip. The moral of the story is...
Your fingers are your coaches.
Your fingers... Thank you very much, Tommy.
There you go.
Mommy is the name of your... Oh, Your Mom's House.
Your Mom's House. Check it out. iTunes, yourmomshousepodcast.com. Check it out. You'll enjoy it.
And your podcast...
My podcast is About Last Night on the Toad Hop Network, and you can follow me on Twitter at Funny Brad.
At Funny Brad?
Yeah, Funny Brad.
At Tom Segura?
And indeed.
What?
Indeed? That was a word.
I wish I know. It was great, huh?
I wish I could have gotten Brad Williams, but some preacher cocksucker in South Carolina got it, so whatever.
Well, in all fairness, you don't know he's a preacher.
He says he is.
I thought that was the walk-off.
Yeah.
I hooked the foul right behind the pole. So you guys want to stick around? I'll do some... Do you want to do time?
Yeah, you want to do time?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll do some stand-up.
All right, and I'll come out and thank you everybody for joining us for our podcast, Mohr Stories. This will be up in a couple weeks. Brad Williams, Tom Segura. I'm Neil Patrick Harris. Thank you. Go ahead, buddy. I had a lady come up to me before the show, and she reminded me of a joke that I had not done in probably, it's a story. A lady came up to me right before the show, and she reminded me of a story I had not done probably in 6 years. I hadn't told this story. And if she didn't remind me of this story, I never would have remembered it. It would have been gone forever. And I realized at that moment I'd probably forgotten 4 hours of material. And I should really write this shit down. I went with my wife to swim with dolphins. Has anybody swam with dolphins? It's an amazing experience. It's one person. This will be great. One golf clap way in the back. Somebody just nudged them awake. Yeah, what? Dolphin? Yes. Chad Henne, sure. Look at the game tape! I wanted to swim with dolphins, but I didn't want to share it with a whole bunch of tourists, even though I was a tourist. I don't want people like in my shit when I'm having that spiritual experience with a dolphin. So I paid extra to have an alone dolphin experience. Here's the catch. It's going to have to happen. I got to be out at the lagoon in the Bahamas at 6:30 in the morning, which means I have to get on a boat at 5:30 in the morning to be out there at 6:30 in the morning. That's early. For a comic, that's when I'm going to bed usually, right? Here's my plan going in. And I appreciate you give me a real quiet place to tell this story. You guys are just like watching TV. It was great. My plan was, this is a long time ago, and I don't smoke a lot of pot, but I'll smoke a little pot every day. Listen. There we are. Welcome back, Irvine. Little fucking shot in the arm. I'm going to smoke a joint before I go out there, because my plan is, if I'm going to swim with dolphins, I'm going to fucking swim with dolphins. And if you don't get that, I can't help you. And some of you are like, I know exactly what he's talking about. I'm going to smoke so much pot that I'm going to crack the fucking code. We know they're saying something. I'm going to be so high that dolphin's going to look at me and I'm going to go, it's fucking Morse code, but with an added binary system. He's hungry. Just feed the fucking guy. All right, I'll tell him. Apparently 2 hours of sleep and taking a 1 hour boat ride at 5 a.m. is a horrible combination with an entire joint. By the time we get out to the lagoon, I am almost paralyzed high. I feel like I'm filled with sand, wet sand. And they tell me, go on, get in the water. And I'm like, what? I don't want to yet. You know when you go on vacation, there's either that life vest that's too tight, you can't fit it around your body, or it's too big and it floats up over your head like this. I had the one that's too big, so I look like a child. I'm out there floating around. They blow a whistle, and the guy, 2 dolphins come out, and it's me and my wife, and the guy goes, okay, this is Chipper and Dottie. Here they go. You get Chipper, I get Chipper, my wife gets Dottie. And Chipper comes out, they go, wee, they blow a whistle, they throw a little fish in the water between me and Chipper. Chipper comes towards the fish, looks me in my eyes, okay, me ojos, and makes a U-turn and goes back into his little bullpen area. And I'm just floating there going, he knows I'm high. He knows I'm high. He's disappointed. Because they tell you before you go in, if you have a metal plate in your head, if you've had hip replacement, if you wear a pacemaker, tell us, because the dolphins tend to get a little aggressive and it freaks them out. So I'm like, well, if they can tell metal, he can, I don't know. I'm just thinking, he knows I'm high and he's disappointed. The guy blows a separate whistle for Dottie. Dottie comes out, goes up to my wife, and in a matter of 15 seconds, they're girlfriends. They're hanging out. They're talking about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. One's Team Gorga, one's Team Judice. I'm over here by myself going, fucking Manzo, what are you guys talking about? They're just sitting there, oh my God, really? Really? They're like pals. And I'm like, well, I want that with my dolphin experience. And I ruined it because I'm high and Chipper's disappointed. He's a teetotaler. The guy blows the whistle again and throws fish basically at me. Just throws fish. I'm like, Jesus. And Chipper comes out, swims a tight circle around me, eats all the fish, and then he goes straight down and he's gone. Now that is a creepy feeling, knowing that there's an 800-pound mammal swimming somewhere under there, and he's got to come up, but you don't know where. And he starts hitting me with his head. Never forget this. He comes up and just goes poof, and that blowhole, like a boxer, when you let that air out, every time he hits me with his head, his blowhole goes pss, like lets air out, and every time he hits me with his head, I go like 4 feet. I'm like, whoa! And I thought that was like part of like one of his tricks, like push the tourist across the lagoon. And I don't know what he's doing. Now I know what he was doing. He was trying to get me to the middle of the lagoon where nobody could help me. Because when I'm in the middle of the lagoon, Chipper disappears again. And I'm like, I paid a lot of money, and this guy's a fucking no-show. This is kind of bullshit. And right when I go to complain, that's when I felt it right on my back. Dolphin cock. Did you hear what I said? Dolphin dick on my back. There's no reason I should know what dolphin cock feels like. But take my word for it, you know. Maybe it's because he's up here breathing in my ear. And because my life vest was too big, floating behind me, Chipper's enormous dolphin cock is now stuck between my back and my life vest, and he can't get it out, and it's starting to bother him. And I realize this guy's about to go under with me attached to his cock, and I'm going to fucking drown at a I'm going to be the one guy that died getting raped by a dolphin. Either way, you make the news. Somebody died in a dolphin accident. Somebody got raped. If you combine the two, everyone laughs at your funeral. He died getting raped by a dolphin. I don't know how to yell, hey, your dolphin has his cock stuck between my life vest and my back because he thinks it's my asshole. I mean, I do know how to yell it because I just yelled it. To be more concise, I don't know how to yell that quick enough. So at the moment, on that day, on that morning, all I got out across the lagoon was, dolphin cock! Ah! guy's across the lagoon, sitting on rocks, smoking, looks at me and goes, "That's right, bro, dolphins rock." Ah, ha, ha. I'm like, "No, dolphin cock." He goes, "I know they rock. Tell me about it." We got shirts that say that. Dolphins rock. This shit went on for like 11 minutes. They videotape the entire day for you in case you want to bring that home. And they give you a DVD so you can show it to your friends. And I bought all of them. I bought the camera equipment. I bought the hut that sells it. I bought the earth under the hut. Because nobody, if I'm going to make a sex tape, it's not going to be with a fucking dolphin. It's going to be with my wife or Ray J, like everybody else. Ray J's dick has launched more careers than the movie The Outsiders. That might have been the funniest thing I said all night. That's all right. It's a late night for you guys. They give you a photo, like an 8x10 to hang on your mantle of you and your dolphin time. And my wife is there with Dottie. The photo of my house. She's got her arm around Dottie. Dottie's got like her flap, her little fin, I guess. She's trying. Like Dottie likes my wife so much that she's actually trying to put that little flap around my wife's back. And she's looking into the camera. And I swear to you, that dolphin is smiling. Like dolphin goes, "I know I'm not a person, but you're really fucking cool. Cheese." Holler. And my wife has a smile on her face in that photo. An unadulterated, unfiltered, pure, clean smile that I've never seen in anybody over the age of 4. And there's my photo. You can barely see me, but you can make me out because I'm way out in the middle of the lagoon with a bright red head sticking out of the water with a life vest pulled over my head by Chipper like we're in a goddamn hockey fight pulling my jersey over. And he's up on my back pumping and pumping. You can't tell he's pumping, but whoever gives the photos out, they drew little lines behind his ass to make it look like that. Dolphins are gay sharks.
This has been a production of Smudcast Internet Radio.
Top Network, and you can follow me on Twitter at Funny Brad.
At Funny Brad?
Yeah, Funny Brad.
At Tom Segura?
And indeed.
What?
Indeed? That was a word.
I wish I could.
No, it was great, huh?
I wish I could have gotten Brad Williams, but some preacher cocksucker in South Carolina got it, so whatever.
Well, in all fairness, you don't know he's a preacher. Different worlds. Same trip. The moral of the story is...
Your fingers are your coaches.
Your finger... Thank you very much, Tommy.
There you go.
Mommy is the name of your... Oh, Your Mom's House.
Your Mom's House. Check it out. iTunes, yourmomshousepodcast.com. Check it out. You'll enjoy it.
And your podcast...
My podcast is about last night on the Toad Hop.
And I go, how's it going? She goes, not very well. And I look, she's under the blankets. They're pulled up over her head. And I go, what are you reading? She goes, Anne Sexton? I go, didn't she kill herself? And my wife goes, yeah. She
Ran a suicide novel?
That's the whole story. Two completely...
He says he is.
I thought that was the walk-off.
Yeah.
I hooked foul right behind the pole. So you guys want to stick around? I'll do some... Do you want to do time?
Yeah, you want me to do time?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll do some stand-up.
All right, and I'll come out and thank you everybody for joining us for our podcast, Mohr Stories. This will be up in a couple weeks. Brad,
Yeah.
I'm tripping and I'm riding the snake. Puff the Magic Dragon. It's all fucking
found
good.
your lane. You're comfortable.
I'm up fucking by 12 points and I'm running out
No
the clock.
plays to run. You're like
Ground
play
and
action,
pound,
fucking-
run it out, ground and
Yeah.
pound. We'll pick it up in the Meadowlands when we get home, right? And I yell into the other room. I go, hon, and I hear, yeah, like I could barely hear her.